I agree. Flexibility is the name of the game for a school librarian. One myth that some students have, I don't think a lot, but I have had students actually call me and tell me this is why they wanted to be a librarian, because they didn't want to teach anymore. And as a school librarian, you are heavily involved in teaching and collaborating with the classroom teacher. So if that's one myth, I would say I would dispel that. The good thing, I think, is that you don't have grades, at least for most schools I've seen. And that's always a plus. But when you're out working in the library with students and helping them, that's the fun time. But you still have to go back when the day is done and work on your budget and your ordering and your weeding and inventory. And those are fun too, really. But there's a lot more involved than just being out and doing the fun stuff of trying to encourage students to be readers and doing book talks and things like that. Oh, and if there's one thing I'd say, as a school librarian, a lot's really expected of you. Somehow or another, in the school, you are the expert in everything. You'll be pulled to do science fair judging, school bee judging, just everything. And the main thing is I always tell my students, when your principal says do something, you don't say, that's not my job. You just say, great, and you just do it and just enjoy it.
Anyone have a question? Please.
This one's for Sarah Jones.
Hi, how are you?
I'm Hannah Guthrie. I'm a master's student here at UNT. But I have a question regarding special libraries.
Okay.
I should graduate in December, so I'm already kind of keeping my eye out for jobs, but I don't have a lot of research experience strictly for libraries. And so there aren't many entry-level jobs out there. Do you have any tips on how to find an entry-level job in the special library field? Or?
I think a lot of it deals with networking and just playing off of the people that you already know. I got my job at Spencer Stewart through, I was a teacher also. I taught for 5 years at Lamar High School in Arlington, and I was teaching when my friend called me about the job at Spencer Stewart. And some of you may know Katie Chamont. She was a classmate of mine in library school, and so when we were looking for someone to kind of take over my role, I called Margaret Carroll. I don't know if some of you know Margaret, and she said, call Katie. She told me a couple of names to call, and I remembered Katie, and so Katie's worked for us now for I think almost 4 years, and she's fantastic. So really, work off the people that you know, and just keep bugging them, and offer to do. I think you were talking about doing internships or just any sort of little special projects. We've had a couple of college students come into Spencer Stewart over summers or extended sort of winter periods and do research projects for us. But I had zero. I was coming out of a classroom, English teaching environment, and I had no concept of using some of these online resources, online business resources, and so it was just really on the job training. But I think just the basic research skills you're learning now will help you in that area. So just really tap into that network, and we can talk more about that too. Okay.
I've got actually a question here that's going to work off yours a little bit, so I'm going to interject that. Again, this is for all the panelists. For someone trying to meet people or getting to know professionals if they're in school and they don't have a lot of friends in the field, what role do conferences and professional associations play in helping them expand their network? And any experiences you may have in those areas?
I'll start. It's huge, I think. I belong to Special Libraries Association, SLA, and I attend, we usually have a big state something, a state meeting once a year, usually in Houston or Dallas or San Antonio, and then there's a local chapter also that we get together, and I meet somebody new every time I go. So I think that's really huge, and it's opened my eyes to, because I think I've been at my job now almost 9 years, and I think I love my job, but what else could I do, to translate my skills into something else that could be interesting? So I'm always keeping my eyes and ears open to meet, find out what other people are doing in a special libraries environment that could be something that I could be interested in. So I think the professional associations are really huge, and just you know, getting people's business cards, making contact with them afterwards with just a quick email to follow up. Hey, it was nice to meet you. And just touching base from time to time to see how they're doing. Keeping your name top of their mind, I think is important.
Well, basically the same answer, other than there was a conference here last year, SCC. It was actually in College Station, and we met a couple of students that were in the UNT fellowship for the medical informatics program, and we hired both of them. So, you know, introduce yourself to people. And there are always job postings at these things, and a lot of times they have. I know TLA is in April, and they're going to have a little job fair there, and you can interview on the spot. So there's always organizations, or in the organizations I'm a member of, MLA, Medical Library Association, they have a newcomers group, and you can join that, and they can pair you up with mentors. Healthline's a local group for the Dallas-Fort Worth area for people interested in medical libraries, and there's a mentor group there you can join, and you'll be paired with somebody that's experienced librarian, and there's lots of connections. It's a very small world, the medical library world, so, you know, and don't burn your bridges. We had one person come through that we thought was going to be great, and he didn't put his internship first, and really, you know, treat your internship like it is the best job you're ever going to have, because really those connections she was talking about, people do talk, and we've typically, you know, people have gone on to do really great things after working for us, but we've had, I can only think of one person that really kind of disappointed us, and it's known through the area who that person is, but I'm not naming names. But anyway, yeah, that's about it.